ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। हरि ओम तत्सत्। हरि ओम तत्सत्। So as Vedanta says, the absolute truth is ineffable. अंतिम सत्य तो अनिर्वचनीय है. It is beyond words, and this is what the Upanishads are continuously telling. Something which we have learned many times. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Where the speech doesn't reach there, the mind doesn't reach there. न तत्र चक्षुर गच्छति, न वाक् गच्छति, no mano. That is what Kena Upanishad says. That there, the eyes do not reach there. No vak gacchati, speech cannot reach. You can't. It is indescribable. You can't describe it with speech at all. No mano. You can't experience it with mind. Okay. So ultimate truth is beyond mind and speech. Now, many of the intellectuals they may think that this is a very intelligent way of avoiding the description of the truth. ये तो ऐसा बता दिया कि अंतिम सत्य तो बिल्कुल मन से वाचा से परे है, अनिर्वचनीय है. तो ये तो एक एस्केप रूट जैसा हो गया ना कि आप तो टाल रहे हैं, आप सत्य बता नहीं सकते. ऐसा बताने से यू आर अवॉइडिंग रियली द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द ट्रूथ. Actually, sages are not avoiding the description of the truth. The fact is, it is the limitation of language. It is the limitations of our senses. It is the limitation of our mind. And even in ordinary life also, we see that eyes cannot see everything. After a certain distance, eyes cannot see. Mind cannot think everything. There are certain topics which are beyond mind. Even in ordinary day-to-day life also, there are so many things beyond our mind. We do not know about it. We cannot describe it. Actually speaking, they say that truth is dumb man's taste of sugar. Suppose if you ask somebody how, give him the sugar and say that please describe to me, then he'll say, oh, it is sweet. Sweet is only the word. He says, I do not understand what sweet means really. Describe to me what is sugar. And he will try to describe it in so many ways. And finally, what he will say, you experience it yourself. That's all. You take this sugar, put it on your, and then whatever taste is there, you will understand yourself. So that is what really they say. And then the realized people, they say that the best language in which truth can be expressed is the language of silence. Gurostu maunam vyakyanam, shishyastu chinna samshaya. That is what we learned in Dakshinamurti Stotra. शंकराचार्य से गुरोस्तु मौनम व्याख्यानम. मौन में ही आप उस सत्य को समझ सकते हैं. एंड इवन दैट इज व्हाट बुद्ध आल्सो, mystical silence of Buddha is very famous in philosophy. Buddha remained silent, and in that through silence only Buddha expressed the highest truth. So then what is the way? How do we know that it is true or not? We, the common people who depend upon mind, body, senses and all that, how do we know about it? The sages say that you will know about it if you just go near to the person who has realized. If you go near to the sadhus and saints, you can feel the silence. इसलिए आश्रमों में क्यों जाना चाहिए? ऐसे क्षेत्रों में को जाना चाहिए जहाँ जागृत देवस्थान है, क्योंकि वी कैन फील द वाइब्रेशंस. You can't describe them also. Others may not feel. If you are a very pure person, you can feel. If you go to the ashram, you feel very silent there in the ashram. You also do not know that when you are in the house, the mind is running here and there and all that. And if a realized soul is there, and if you go and stay there, you find that, oh, now mind is so relaxed. You can really experience it. So, uh, अगर हम इस प्रकार के जो जीवन मुक्त है उनके संपर्क में आ गए ऐसे आश्रमों में अगर हम जाते हैं, तो वो प्रचिति हमको आती है कि हाँ, यहाँ यहाँ कुछ अलग है. सो दैट इज व्हाट, वो साधुओं का जो जीवन होता है वो हमको आत्म जागृति की ओर ले जाता है. नॉट दैट वी विल रियलाइज लाइक देम और सी द ट्रूथ एज इट इज, but we can certainly feel that, oh yes, they have realized it, and then that is why they are having an aura around them full of silence, and we can absorb that silence. That is what certainly we can feel. तो इस 18वें प्रकरण में, नाउ वी आर ऑन चैप्टर नंबर 18. और इसमें 100 श्लोक है. देर आर 100 स्टैंजाज इन 18 चैप्टर. और इसको आत्मज्ञान शतक ऐसा भी कहा जाता है. दिस इज नोन एज आत्मज्ञान शतक, द सेंचुरी ऑफ द स्टैंजाज मेंट फॉर सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. सो और उसके पहले ही श्लोक में जो अपने स्क्रीन पर अभी दिखाई दे रहा है कि अष्टावक्र इज गोइंग डाउन टू दैट एब्सोल्यूट रियलिटी विच वी कॉल एज ब्रह्मन. तो पर ब्रह्म तत्व का वो नमन कर रहे हैं पहले ही श्लोक में. यस्य बोधोदये तावत् स्वप्नवत् भवति भ्रमः तस्मै सुखैक रूपाय नमः शांताय तेजसे. सो तस्मै, उसे, किसे, सुखैक रूपाय, फुल ऑफ ब्लिस, नमः शांताय तेजसे, salutations to the absolute embodiment of bliss, Sukheka Rupaya, and one who is silent, self-effulgent, Shantaya Tejase, one who is self-effulgent, one who is totally silent, one who is full of bliss. We bow down to the Yasya Bodhodaye Tavat Swapnavat Bhavati Tama Tasmai Sukha Rupaya Namaha. So we bow down to, our Ashtavakra says he bows down to that. वो चीज कैसी है? हाउ इज दैट एब्सोल्यूट रियलिटी? यस्य बोधोदये तावत, जिसका बोध होने से स्वप्नवत भवति भ्रमः, जो कुछ हम अभी महसूस कर रहे हैं, जो कुछ हम अनुभव कर रहे हैं, वो स्वप्नवत है ऐसा बोध हो जाता है. सो whose knowledge eliminates all delusions like dream. तो उस ब्रह्म तत्व को हम प्रणाम करते हैं जो केवल एक सुखमय, तेजोमय, शांत तत्व है, जिसके बोध से सब भ्रम सपने के समान तिरोहित हो जाते हैं. सो स्वप्नवत भवति भ्रमः. We clearly understand that whatever we are living, whatever experiences we are getting in this life, the so-called wakeful state, they are swapnavat. They are just like dream. They come and go. They are not real. ये कब बोध होता है? जब when we know the absolute, when we know Brahman, when we know Atman, then only we can understand that this is really like a dream only. तो हम जो सर्वसामान्य मनुष्य है वो तो निद्रा में ही होते हैं. वी आर इवन, वी कॉल इट वेकफुल स्टेट, but really we are sleeping only. Okay. और उस नींद में जो कुछ दिखाई दे रहा है अभी हमको, हमको ऐसा लगता है कि ये सत्य ही है। सपने में जैसा जो कुछ हो रहा है सत्य लगता है, और सपना टूट जाने से जब हम जागृतावस्था में आते हैं तो पता चलता है कि सच नहीं था। इसी प्रकार इस जागृतावस्था में भी जो लग रहा है वो भ्रम ही है, वो स्वप्नवित ही है। ऐसा हमको कब मालूम पड़ेगा? when we go to higher state of consciousness, when we realize the self। इसलिए भगवत गीता भी कहती है, या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्याम जागृति संयमी, यस्याम जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने है। मुनि के लिए जो रात है वो हमारे लिए दिन है, और हमारे लिए जो दिन है मुनि के लिए रात है। मुनि के लिए जो दिन है हमारे लिए रात है। मैं व्हाट डज इट मीन बाय इट, दिन एंड रात? द थिंग टू विच he is awake, we are sleeping. The Muni or the saint or the realized soul, he is awake to his self, to the pure consciousness which is within. He is awake to Brahman, the universal consciousness. और वो सो रहा है किस लिए? जगत के ओर वो सो रहा है, because he is not experiencing the world at all. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्याम जागृति संयमी, यस्याम जागृति भूतानि। And we are awake to what? We are awake to the world. We are awake to the experiences of the world. We are awake to our relatives, our people, everything. और हम सोए हुए किस तरफ है? आत्मस्थिति के तरफ हम सोए हुए। यस्याम जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने। सो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग टू अस। सो एक्चुअली जिसको हम वेकफुल स्टेट कह रहे हैं अभी, वो भी निद्रावस्था ही है, भ्रम की अवस्था ही है। सो सपने की दुनिया, उस सपने की दुनिया जैसी होती है वैसे ही ये जागृतावस्था है, ये सब दुनिया है। और ये भ्रम तभी चला जाता है जब हम actually we awake towards the reality, towards the spiritual consciousness. That is why Kathopanishad also, when we learn, it is saying uttishtata jagrata prapya varan nibodhata. Uttishtata jagrata, arise awake. Why is telling arise awake? Because we are sleeping. As far as the spiritual consciousness are concerned, we are sleeping. Even in the wakeful state we are sleeping. Arise awake, stop not till the goal is reached. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. So this is what actually Ashtavakra is also telling. तो अष्टावक्र भी हमको जगने के लिए कह रहे हैं, is trying to awaken us. Ashtavakra salutes the reality since it eliminates the dream called the world. Meditate on that self-effulgent, blissful, tranquil reality where the knowledge awakens you from the dream of the world. So that is what the first stanza has told. Then arjayitva akhilan arthat bhogan apnoti pushkalan nahi sarva parityagam antarena sukhi bhavet. Now this is the thing which we are all after money, arjayitva akhilan arthan. सर्वसामान्य मनुष्य पैसे के पीछे होता है। वी वांट टू हैव मोर एंड मोर वेल्थ, मोर एंड मोर मनी। व्हाई? बिकॉज वी फील दैट मनी गिव्स अस हैप्पीनेस। इफ देयर इज मनी देयर विल बी मोर एंड मोर भोग। जो भोग हम भोगना चाहते हैं वो पैसे से आता है। सो if we have more types of enjoyments, we have more happiness. That is the equation which we have. So if we have more happiness, if we want more happiness, there should be more money. So arjayitva akhilan arthan bhogan apnoti pushkalan. So we want to earn money in order to have more and more enjoyment. तस्मै सुखेक रूपाय नमः नो the नहीं सर्व परित्यागम अंतरेण सुखी भवेत. But the thing is, unless you renounce everything, you will not find the inner peace. Now, two things he has told that we feel that more and more money, more and more enjoyments, more and more happiness. A simple equation, which we can say the Charvaka way of thinking, which is there with all of us. Let us admit that we are Charvakas, that we do feel money is necessary. Okay, but then we should really find out whether it is real or unreal. Having sufficient money, has it made us happy or not? Has it solved our problems or not? Really, this is something which is to be meditated upon. बहुत सारे भोग भोगने के बाद क्या हम सुखी हो चुके हैं कि नहीं हो चुके हैं? You experience. It is not that Ashtavakra tells, therefore you don't earn money. No, 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 no. With your own experience, everything which philosophy is telling, you should actually see it with your own experience. It's not a question of having faith in it. It is a question of practicing yourself, seeing yourself. And if you see, for example, if more money would have given more happiness, all those people who are very rich would have been very happy people. जो बहुत धनवान हैं वो बहुत आनंद में रहते. लेकिन अगर हम if we closely see the people having lot of money, we will see that they are having lots of problems. They are not able to see. Sleep also. Calm. We, those who do not have much money, we are at least sleeping nicely. If they sleep, they have dreams of income tax raids. अगर सो जाने से भी उनको डरावने सपने आते हैं कि इनकम टैक्स का आजकल तो ईडी का रेड सभी जगह चल रहा है. तो क्या धनवान जो होता है वो आनंद उसको होता है? जो भोग ले लेता है उसको क्या आनंद होता है? If we see it, we can very easily see that it is not true. Money has nothing to do with happiness at all. तो कितने भी, yes, whatever we need for our livelihood, definitely we should earn. We do not mean that we should start begging or we should renounce everything and go. But do not be so much after money. Okay. Because unless you renounce, what is the next line? नई सर्व परित्यागम अंतरेण सुखी भवेत. वो आंतरिक शांति जो है, जो आंतरिक सुख है, वो कभी भी नहीं आ सकता है unless you. So joy, this is the equation. Joy is in giving and not in earning. Now this is something which is to be tried and seen and experienced only. This is not something which can be intellectually understood. This can be only practically understood. The joy is in giving. Joy is not in earning. So this is the ultimate secret. This is the secret which the people who are practicing spirituality, they are continuously telling us. We should verify it for ourselves, not having belief in them or anything, not to be impracticable, but see for yourself and have your own way. That is the thing. Now let us go to third. Kartavya dukkha martandam jwala dagdhant atmanah kutah prashama piyushat dhara saram amrute sukham. Okay. So now, the first thing in the second shloka is those who are after money, those who are after bhoga, they cannot have happiness. That is what he has told in the second shloka. कि जो पैसे के पीछे पड़े हुए हैं, जो भोग के पीछे पड़े हैं, उनको आंतरिक शांति कभी भी नहीं मिल सकती. ये दूसरे श्लोक में हमने देखा. अभी तीसरे श्लोक में वो कहते हैं कि दोज हु आर वर्कोहोलिक्स, कर्तव्य कर्म ही करना है, मुझे क्या फिलॉसफी से लेना देना है. आई डू माई वर्क, आई डू माई ड्यूटी, आई आई गेट लॉस्ट इन द वर्ड वर्क. I don't have even time to think. I want to work so much that I don't want to even have time to think. They are called as workaholics. Okay. So now what he is saying is, so work only burns them away. Kartavya dukkam artandam ज्वाला दग्धांतरात्मना, जिसका अंतःकरण कर्तव्य के धूप में जल रहा है। कर्तव्य कभी भी खत्म नहीं होता है। वह शांति का अमृत पिए बिना कैसे सुख प्राप्त कर लेगा। कुतः प्रशम पीयूष धारा सारा अमृते सुखम। सो प्रशम पीयूष, प्रशम शांति का पीयूष, शांति रूपी अमृत पिए बिना, unless you have experience of that silence, शांति, relaxation, how can you become happy? Workaholics are also not. Observe those people who are too much involved in the work. This is what is happening today. You know, you want to earn more money, and there are people who go to the office early in the morning, come late in the night, and even after coming in the night, they don't have time for their wife and children. And it goes on, and wife is complaining, you are not talking to me. Child is saying, you are not giving me time. They say, I don't have time. What to do? I'm for you only. I'm earning all these things. This type of thing you will see in many houses in the modern, in the modern times. Of course, not only the husband, but wife also goes to the work. She also doesn't have time. Man also doesn't have time. Children do not get quality time from parents. That is a fact of life. They are workaholics. That is a weird. The most important problem of time for them. I don't have time. I have to do my duty, and they feel that, oh, I am doing my duty for the people, for our own sake only. I am not earning money for my neighbor or something. For my, but why you are earning? For happiness. Are you happy? No tension, stresses. And then they feel, after retirement, I will be very happy. I want to ensure my comfort for future. This is how the whole life goes. Whole life goes like that. So that is what Ashtavakra is telling. कि जो कर्तव्य के पीछे, जो पैसे के पीछे पड़े, भोगों के पीछे पड़े, उनको तो शांति नहीं प्राप्त होती। जो कार्य कर्म के पीछे पड़े हुए, कार्य के पीछे पड़े हुए, those who have become workaholics, they are also not having any type of silence. Okay, and unless प्रशम पीयूष धारा अमृत, जब तक वो पीते नहीं है, तब तक सुखी कैसे होगे? कुतः सुखम, how they can become happy? So one whose mind is scorched in the heat of sun arising due to sense achievements, where is happiness for him unless he drinks the nectar of peace? So workaholics will never realize peace. If some people are losing peace and happiness running after money and pleasures, as told in the first verse, others are so much intoxicated by the idea of achievement, work, kartavya, that they lose their peace of mind altogether. So that is what the third shloka is telling. Now we go to the fourth shloka. भवोयम भावना मात्रो न किंचित परमार्थतः नास्त्य भाव स्वभावानाम भावा भाव विभाविनाम. You know, Ashtavakra Gita, not only it is a great philosophy, probably the greatest philosophy on the earth, but it is also great poetry. You know how rhythmic these verses are. Highly poetic, highly rhythmic. And this verse, Bhavoyam bhavana matro न किंचित परमार्थतः नास्ति अभाव स्वभावानाम भावा भाव विभाविनाम. How beautiful, rhythmic, poetic is this particular word. So what he's saying is, universe is only imagination. Bhavoyam bhavana matro. ये जो हम जगत जी रहे हैं, वो केवल कल्पना मात्र है, हमारी कल्पना है. जगत मात्र हमारी कल्पना है. भवोयम भावना मात्रो न किंचित परमार्थता, परमार्थ के दृष्टि से, फ्रॉम द एब्सोल्यूट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, from the highest point of view, na kinchit, it is not existing. There is nothing like word. Jagan mithya. So, नास्ति अभाव स्वभावानाम भावा भाव विभाविनाम. सो संसार मात्र कल्पना है, पारमार्थिक दृष्टि से उसका अस्तित्व नहीं है. भाव रूप और अभाव रूप पदार्थ में जो स्वभाव यानी शुद्ध चैतन्य है, उसका अभाव तो कभी नहीं हो सकता. Very beautiful and something like a puzzle he has told it. Okay. Nasti abhava swabhavanam. What is swabhava? Swabhava is that isness, that existence, that sat. That sat remains. Hmm. Sat remains even in abhava and even in bhava. What we are called existence and non-existence. Non-existence also is, existence also is. That isness, okay, is swabhava, it is sat. Okay. So what he is saying is भाव रूप और अभाव रूप पदार्थों में जो स्वभाव, awareness, you know what he is talking about. How you say that even non-existence thing is existing. It is existing in our consciousness. In our, we become aware of non-existence. We become aware of existence. जो है उसके प्रति भी हम सजग हो जाते हैं, जो नहीं है उसके प्रति भी हम सजग हो जाते हैं कि वो नहीं है. What is common? That sajagata, that awareness remains. That is swabhava. That is what is called is swabhava. Swabhava is the reality. Awareness is the reality. Okay. So that is what he is saying. Nasti abhava swabhavanam bhava abhava vibhavinam. So जो भाव रूप और अभाव रूप पदार्थों में स्वभाव यानी अवेयरनेस शुद्ध चैतन्य है, उसका अभाव कभी भी नहीं हो सकता. That which is present in existence and non-existence is never absent. That is the pure consciousness. That is the swabhava, and that is something which is with which we can realize the truth. So, in this highly poetic, beautiful verse, Ashtavakra has told the supreme truth in musical words. He tells us that actually the world is only our imagination. From spiritual point of view, the world is not existing. So why we are striving for money or enjoyments or achievements? It all becomes futile because world is not existing. Ashtavakra tells that pure consciousness, which alone makes us aware of the existence and non-existence, bhava and abhava, is the only reality that always is. So Ashtavakra is, so this is something not so easy to understand, but to be meditated upon. That isness, that astitva, that sat, which is one of the aspects of Brahman. You know, three aspects of Brahman: Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, existence; Chit, consciousness; Ananda, bliss. If one of the objects aspects is known, the other aspect is known. You know, so if you can go by the way of bliss, you can go by the way of existence, and you can go by the way of consciousness. That is what he says. So we go to shloka number 5 now. न दूरम न च संकोचाल लब्धेव आत्मन पदम निर्विकल्पम निरासायम निर्विकारम निरंजनम. So the self is absolute, effortless, immutable, stainless, is not far away, nirvikalpam. Nirasayam, effortless. Nirvikalpam, absolute. Nirvikaram, immutable. Niranjanam, stainless. It is pure. Okay. So these are only the attributes of the absolute reality. Nirvikalpam, Nirasayam, Nirvikaram, Niranjanam. And he says, Naduram. It is not far away. It is right there with you. न सच न संकोचाल लब्धवात्मेन पदम. इट इज नॉट फार अवे, नॉर लिमिटेड, संकोचित नहीं है, नॉर अनअटेनेबल, अलब्धम एव. वही, इट इज नॉट अलब्धम, इट इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज नॉट अटेनेबल, इट इज वेरी मच नियरर टू यू. आत्मन पदम. सो आत्मा न तो दूर है, न नजदीक है, न अप्राप्य है. वह निर्विकल्प, प्रयास रहित, निर्विचार, आत्म, निरंजन, और वह सदा ही है. आत्मा निर्दोष है. इट इज मतलब मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, इंद्रिया, शरीर इसके परे. ये उपाधियां उसको दूषित नहीं कर रही है. You can't find the Atman with the help of senses or the mind or the intellect, because these are only the upadhis which will make it impure. If you go beyond these upadhis, then it will shine forth. It is right there within you. जैसा हम बोलते हैं ना कि पंचकोशों के परे है, पंचकोश का आवरण उसके ऊपर है, इसलिए उसको हम देख नहीं पा रहे. सो सदा सर्वदा वो है ही. इट इज ऑलवेज देयर. It is not something which is to be found. Only thing is ये पर्दा उठाना है हमको. सो सारे उपाधियों को छोड़ने से जो हमेशा है वह हमको ज्ञात होता है. दैट इज व्हाट द फिफ्थ वर्स इज टेलिंग. सो दैट इज व्हाट द सिक्स्थ वर्स इज आल्सो टेलिंग. व्यामोह मात्र विरतौ स्वरूपादान मात्रतः वीत शोका विराजन्ते निरावरण दृष्टयः. निरावरण मीन्स आवरण रहित होना. ये आवरण अविद्या का जो आवरण है. हम्म, और और हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि जो पंचकोशों के आवरण हमारे ऊपर है, शरीर का आवरण है, प्राण का आवरण है. वी नो दैट वी हैव द अन्नमय कोशा, प्राणमय कोशा, मनोमय कोशा, विज्ञानमय कोशा, आनंदमय कोशा, और उसके भीतर ये आत्म तत्व है. दी चैतन्य का जो तत्व है वो ये 5 कोशों से ढका हुआ है. ये जो आवरण है ये दूर करने से आत्मबोध हो जाता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट ही इज सेइंग, निरावरण दृष्टया. इफ यू रिमूव ऑल द कवरिंग्स, पर्दा अगर उठ जाएगा तो वो सत्य दिखाई देगा. सो व्यामोह मात्र विरतो, मोह रहित हो जाना चाहिए. व्यामोह क्या है हमको? व्हाट इज दैट मोह? आई एम द बॉडी, आई एम द माइंड, आई एम आइडेंटिफाइंग माई सेल्फ विद द बॉडी माइंड कॉम्प्लेक्स, and that is my vyamoha, that is my infatuation, that is my avidya. वो अगर मोह रहित हो गया, व्यामोह मात्र विरतो स्वरूपादन्न मात्रता, देन आत्म स्वरूप प्राप्त होता है. देन आई विल बी विथ माई सेल्फ. वीत शोका विराजन्ते. एंड देन अगर ये आवरण पूरी तरह से हट गए, एंड इफ आई गेट एस्टैब्लिश इन माई सेल्फ वीत शोका, then there will not be any anxieties, worries, tensions, any kind of misery. Vita shoka virajante. Then I will be established in the self. I will be enlightened by that Purusha Tattva which is within us. Okay, so that is what. So what I have to do? ये आवरण रहित हमको होना है. How do I go about it? Actually through meditation only. That we have seen many times. That Shravana. Now we are listening to Ashtavakra. Then we have to start meditating on what he is saying, that you are not the body, you are not the mind. We have to meditate on it. मनन करना चाहिए. और finally निजिध्यासana. We have to really practically see it with sadhana only. So that is the thing which will remove the avarana. And once the avarana is removed, you will be always in a state of bliss. You will be jivan mukta. Okay, so that is what he is saying. So now in the remaining following verses, ये जीवन मुक्त के लक्षण बताए गए हैं. From Sloka 7 onwards, we are seeing variety of signs of a person who are who have realized. कैसा होता है जीवन मुक्त? जैसा भगवत गीता के जो श्लोक है ना, जिसमें जो स्थित प्रज्ञ के लक्षण बताए गए हैं. तो सेकंड चैप्टर 52 to 72 द श्लोक स्थित प्रज्ञ. सो अर्जुन पूछता है स्थित प्रज्ञ से का भाषा समाधिस्थस्य केशव स्थितधि किम प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम. हाउ ए स्थित प्रज्ञ, हाउ एन एनलाइटेंड बीइंग, how he talks, how he walks, how he behaves, how do I identify him? Please tell me. And then he tells all sorts of signs of a person who is enlightened. In the same way, we find in the following verses the signs of a person who has realized, who has given Jivan Mukta. So, 7 shloka says, Samasta kalpana matram atma mukta sanatana iti vijnaya dhiro hi kimabhyasati balavat. He becomes as innocent. Balavat means he becomes as innocent as a child. बिल्कुल निरागस हो जाता है, बच्चे के समान वो निरोगस. समस्त कल्पना मात्रम, ऑल दैट एग्जिस्ट इज मियर इमेजिनेशन. ये बोध जिसको होता है, whatever word I am saying, it is only the dream, it is only the imagination. Now, with that idea, nothing happening in the world will have any effect on him. What समस्त कल्पना मात्रम का अर्थ ऐसा है कि उसके सामने आग भी लग जाए, उसके सामने सुनामी भी आ जाए, उसकी शांति ढलती नहीं है. Nothing in the world, because it is as if he is watching the movie. If we are watching the movie and in the movie tsunami comes, shall we have any fear of that water coming to us? We know that it is only happening on the screen, not to me. अगर 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 ये चित्रपट देखते हुए बहुत बड़ी आग लग जाए तो क्या हम कुर्सी से उठते भाग जाते हैं? We know that it is happening there on the screen, nothing to do with me. In the same way, the enlightened person, whatever is happening in his life, whatever means whatever, it is only swapnavat. It is only kalpana matram. It is only imagination for him. It is not actuality. It is not reality. That is what samasta kalpana matram atma mukta sanatana. The self is free and eternal at all times. There is no bondage for Atman at all. Iti vijnaya dhiro hi. Dhira, one who has realized the self, is known as dhira. Iti vijnaya, one who has known this fact, kimabhyasati balavat, how his actions will be like an innocent child. So that is what समस्त जगत कल्पना मात्र है, आत्मा मुक्त सनातन है. ये ज्ञान जिसे हुआ वह बालक के जैसा व्यवहार करता है. इट विल बी लाइक इनोसेंट. देन नेक्स्ट वर्स, दिस इज अनदर लक्षण ऑफ स्थित प्रज्ञा और जीवन मुक्त. आत्मा ब्रह्मेति निश्चित्य भावा भावो ही कल्पितो निष्काम किम विजानाति किम ब्रूते च करोति किम. So very certain, Atma Brahmeti Nischitya. My Atman is Brahman only. I am that supreme reality which is called as Brahman. Atma Brahmeti Nischitya. It is not only intellectual understanding. A realized soul has not realized by reading books, philosophies, or listening to the fact. He is experiencing it. It's a Nischitya. He knows for certain. He knows for certain. What he knows for certain? Atma Brahmeti. I am Brahman. भावा भावोच कल्पितो. भाव और अभाव तो केवल कल्पना ही है. So being certain that Atman is Brahman and existence and non-existence are only imaginary. I have something, that is also imaginary. I don't have something, that is also imaginary. Existence and non-existence is kalpana. That should be known for sure. It is not intellectual knowledge. It is realization. Nishkamah kim vijanati. Then he becomes totally desireless. Kim brute cha karoti kim. Such a person who has become desireless, what he will do, what he will talk, there is nothing to do for him, there is nothing to talk about. उसके लिए अस्ति नास्ति ये केवल कल्पना मात्र होती है. और निष्काम होने से ज्ञान कर्म भाषा ये सबके साथ उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं होता है. निष्काम किम विजानाति किम ब्रूते च करोति किम. सो आत्मज्ञानी जो होता है वो मौन हो जाता है. इसलिए जो आत्मज्ञानी होता है उसको मुनि कहते हैं. हु इज मुनि? हु हैज बिकम टोटली साइलेंट and he is not really, it is not necessary for him to speak or to act or to even think about this world. So that is what the realized soul means. Now ninth shloka tells, Ayam soham ayam naham iti kshina vikalpanaha sarvam atmeti nishchitya tushni bhutasya yogina. So yogina, one who has realized the self, is a yogin. One who has actually realized the self. What he says, the yogis who has realized the self as all pervading reality. Sarvam atmeti nishchitya. Sarvam atmeti nishchitya means I am everywhere. I am all pervasive consciousness. One who has realized this, he doesn't have thoughts like I am this or I am not this. I am soham, aham naham. This is me and this is not me. For me, what is me? Up to the skin, it is me. Really speaking, if we all think about ourselves, what we are thinking, body is me, and inside senses are me and all. Up to the skin, I am me. Outside that, it is you. This is our idea. Aham soham, aham naham. Up to here, I am me. Yes, it is me. I am conservative. If pin pricks, oh, my hand is having pain. So it is me. Okay. Outside, if pin pricks another man, I don't have any pain with this because it is not me. It is not happening to me. Okay. So these ideas are there. I am soham, I am naham. If I feel I am everywhere, then really speaking, in the universal consciousness, the yogis, even that is why the karuna comes. They even feel the pain of others with them. We know that Santa Jnaneshwar, when somebody was beating a buffalo, hmm, it was so painful, and really on his back, people started seeing those signs of weeping. तो जो भैंसे को मारा था चाबुक से, उसके व्रण उनके पीठ पर आ गए. एक्चुअली लोगों ने देखे. वाई? बिकॉज फॉर हिम सर्वम आत्मेति निश्चित्य, आई एम एवरीवेयर. So when he identified with that buffalo, even those suffering of the buffalo came upon him. So if you get detached from everything, Sarvajna of course get totally detached from everything. So nothing in the world really affects him. If he identifies, the whole pain of the world will be his pain. That is why he becomes Buddha with all karuna, compassion, going to the people, helping the people to remove all those things. That came because they are sarvam atmeti nishchitya. Their consciousness becomes universal. So that is what. Next verse. न विक्षेपो न च एकाग्रम नाति बोधो न मूढ़ता न सुखम न च वा दुखम उपशांतस्य योगिना. Another very important sign of a uh, yogi or a man of realization, upashantasya, total silence. The mind is in perfect silence everywhere and anywhere. Mind is not turbulent. In fact, there is no mind. He is in अमनस्क स्थिति. और जो अमनस्क स्थिति है उसको कभी विक्षेप नहीं होगा, न विक्षेप हो. उसके चित्त को एकाग्र करने की बुद्धि भी नहीं. न च एकाग्रम. There is nothing like न अतिबोधो. There is no increase in knowledge by reading books or something. न विक्षेपो न च एकाग्रम न अतिबोधो न मूढ़ता. He is not a dull person. अशिक्षित भी नहीं होता है वो शिक्षित भी नहीं होता है. उसका उसका ज्ञान में बढ़ावा भी नहीं होता है. उसका चित्त की एकाग्रता भी नहीं होती है. उसका चित्त भ्रमित भी नहीं होता है. न विक्षेपो न च एकाग्रम न अतिबोधो न मूढ़ता न सुखम न च वा दुखम. ना उसको सुख होता है ना दुख होता है. वाई उपशांतस्य योगिना. ऑल दीज थिंग्स विच हैव बीन टोल्ड, विक्षेप, चित्त विक्षेप, चित्त एकाग्रता, सुख दुख, knowledge, they are the activities of the mind. They are the activities of the mind. The realized soul is in a state of no mind. अमनस्क स्थिति जिसको बताते हैं वो अमनस्क स्थिति में है. He is in a state of no mind. So all the mental activities stop for him. Even focusing and defocusing stops for him. Even the distraction of the mind stops for him. Even the process of knowledge stops. Knowledge doesn't come, knowledge doesn't go. There is neither happiness nor misery. Upashantasya, his silence is never disturbed. So that is what he says. तो ये अमनस्क अवस्था का वर्णन, आत्मस्थित जो जीवन मुक्त होता है वो अमनस्क अवस्था में होता है. ऐसा, दैट इज व्हाट दिस वर्स इज टेलिंग. स्वराज्य, सो वी आर ऑन श्लोका नंबर 11 नाउ. स्वराज्ये भैक्ष्यवृत्तो च लाभालाभे जने वने निर्विकल्प स्वभावस्य न विशेषोस्ति योगिनः. अगेन द सेम थिंग. स्वराज्य, स्वर्ग सुख भी हो या भिक्षा वृत्ति से भी रहना हो, ए योगी इज एस्टैब्लिश इन ऑलवेज इन निर्विकल्प स्वभावस्य. ही इज इन निर्विकल्प स्वभाव. ही निर्विकल्प समाधि ये उसकी स्वाभाविक स्थिति होती है. ही नेचुरल स्टेट इज निर्विकल्प समाधि, निर्विकल्प स्वभावस्य. तो जो निर्विकल्प जिसकी स्वाभाविक स्थिति है, ऐसे योगी को स्वर्ग या भिक्षावृत्ति, लाभ या हानि, भीड़ या जंगल, इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. स्वराज्य भैक्ष्यवृत्ते च लाभा लाभो जने वने. इवन इफ इज इन ट्रिमेंडस सॉलिट्यूड, इन अरण्य में भी वैसा ही होगा और बाजार में भी वैसा ही होगा, शांत होगा. बाजार की वजह से शांति उसकी ढलेगी नहीं. लाभ होने से या हानि होने से शांति ढलेगी नहीं. स्वर्ग सुख मिलने से और भीख मांगने से भी उसके शांति में फर्क नहीं पड़ता. वाई? निर्विकल्प स्वभाव. He is in always state of the निर्विकल्प समाधि has become his natural state. ओके. तो बाह्य परिस्थिति का उसके शांति पर कोई भी असर नहीं होता. जो निर्विकल्प अवस्था में रहता है, सो जीवन मुक्त निर्विकल्प समाधि में रहता है. और इसलिए बाह्य विश्व का कोई भी प्रकार का परिणाम उसके चित्त शांति पर होता नहीं. देयर इज नो टर्बुलेंस इन हिज माइंड एट ऑल. नथिंग कैन क्रिएट चित्त वृत्तिज इन हिम. So that is what this verse is saying. So all these are actually the symptoms of or signs of a जीवन मुक्त. क्व धर्मः, क्व च वै कामः, क्व च अर्थः, क्व विवेकिता, idam कृतम idam नेति द्वंद्वैर मुक्तस्य योगिनः. So again the same thing, धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष जो सर्वसामान्य मनुष्य के चार पुरुषार्थ रहते हैं, ऐसा कोई पुरुषार्थ उसके लिए नहीं रह जाता. क्व धर्म, उसके लिए कौन सा धर्म है. क्वच कामा, कौन सी इच्छा बची हुई है. जहां मन ही नहीं है वहां इच्छा कहां से होगी. क्वच अर्था, देन व्हाई ही विल हैव any tendency to earn money, why he will have any concern about money. Kwacha vivekita, why even he will use his discrimination. Vivekita, idam कृतम idam नेति, ये मैंने किया, ये अभी करना बाकी है, ऐसी भावनाएं क्यों उसके मन में निर्माण होगी. ये द्वंद्व ही नष्ट हो जाएगा. ये मैंने किया है, ये करना बाकी है. द्वंद्वेर मुक्तस्य योगिना, he become nirdvandva. So this is what we have studied in the 9th chapter. Nirdvandva is a samada, one who remains equanimous in all conflicting situations. He is called as nirdvandva. वो निर्द्वंद्व हो सक, कोई भी द्वंद्व उसके ऊपर असर नहीं करता, उसकी समता भंग नहीं कर सकता. सो दैट इज व्हाट ही सेज. सो जिस योगी के लिए यह किया और यह करना बाकी है, इस प्रकार का द्वंद्व समाप्त हुआ, उसके लिए धर्म अर्थ काम और विवेक क्या, उसकी क्या जरूरत ही है उसको. सो दो ही हैज गॉन बियॉन्ड फोर पुरुषार्थार्थ. लेट अस गो टू 13. We shall complete at least 15 today because there are 100 slokas. So let us finish at least 15 slokas today. कृत्यम किमपि नैवास्ति न कापि हृदि रंजना यथा जीवन मेवेह जीवन मुक्तस्य योगिना. जीवन मुक्त योगी के और लक्षण इसमें बताए हैं. कृत्यम किमपि नैवास्ति, जीवन मुक्त के लिए न कोई कर्तव्य है, न हृदय में कोई आसक्ति है. कृत्यम किमपि नैव अस्ति न कापि हृदय रंजना, देयर इज नथिंग, नो अटैचमेंट इन हिज हार्ट. उसके हृदय में कोई आसक्ति नहीं है. यथा जीवन में वेह, जैसा वर्तमान में जो आवश्यक है वो उससे घटित होता है. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ही एक्ट्स यदृच्छया ही उसका एक्शन होता है जो जरूरी. ऐसा नहीं कि जीवन मुक्त हैज बिकम लाइक ए स्टोन एंड अनेबल टू डू एनीथिंग. whatever is to be done automatically happens, naturally, spontaneously happens. जैसा जीवन उसके सामने है वैसा वो जीता है. यथा जीवन में वेह जीवन मुक्त से योगिना. तो वर्तमान में जो आवश्यक है वो उससे घटित होता है. ही इज नॉट रियली worried about doing this or not doing this. So the last two verses which we have seen, 12, 13, they show that Jivan Mukta doesn't choose his work. There is no choice of work that I will do this, I will not do this. Neither there is aversion from any work, nor there is any choice of any work. Okay. So Jivan Mukta doesn't choose his work for satisfying any desire, not earning wealth, or as a part of duty. ये कर्तव्य कर्म है. If needed, he will clean latrine with the sense of equanimity as he would worship God if it is needed. This is what we saw in Ramakrishna's life. Ramakrishna used to go and clean the latrines of the untouchables. अहंकार नाश की जो उन्होंने साधना की थी, वो साधना में he used to go and clean the latrines of the untouchables because he thought that मेरा अहंकार कह रहा है कि मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ और ये अछूत है, ये अहंकार का नाश होना चाहिए. और इसलिए क्या करना है, latrines of those when he went and told them in the daytime, they were afraid. अरे ब्राह्मण आके लैट्रिन, हमको पाप लगेगा, बाबा जी आप मत आइए, कृपा कीजिए. तो रात में जाते थे लैट्रिन क्लीन करने के लिए. एंड देन द हाइट ऑफ दैट वाज When he used to clean the latrine with broomstick, then he started thinking that for I am thinking that this broomstick is really something which is of the lower order so that I can clean the thing. Why should I use broomstick? Why not my beard itself? He started cleaning the latrine with beard. Okay, अहंकार नाश की साधना. सो दिन में जो भगवान की काली माता की पूजा करते थे, वही नो डिफरेंस, नो चॉइस ऑफ वर्क. This is what actually the Jivan Mukta means. Hmm? That worshipping the Lord is a very good choice of work. It is very auspicious. Therefore, I do it. Cleaning the latrine is very horrible. I can't do it. It is below my prestige. Nothing like that. So, this is what he will help the sick if it is necessary, and he will help the needy. Whatever is needed, he will do. That is what the yatha jivan meveha jivan muktasya yogina. So let us go to the next verse. Kwa moha, kvachava vishwam, kwatadhanam, kwa muktata, sarva sankalpa, सीमायाम विश्रांतस्य महामना. विश्रांतस्य, he is resting in himself, he is calm and quiet. महात्मना, जो महात्मा है वो अपने आप में इतना इतना विश्रांत है कि सर्व संकल्प उसके लय हो चुके हैं. सर्व संकल्प सीमायाम, उसका कोई संकल्प नहीं. इवन दैट आई विल रियलाइज और आई विल हैविंग लिबरेशन, दिस संकल्प इज ऑल्सो नहीं. मुमुक्षु भाव भी उसमें नहीं है. कोई भी संकल्प नहीं है. सर्व संकल्प सीमायाम विश्रांतस्य महामना. सो ऐसा जो है उसको क्व मोहा, क्वचवा विश्वम, उसके लिए कहाँ का मोह रहा, कहाँ उसके लिए विश्व है. क्वदत हानम, क्या त्याग करना है, किससे मुक्ति पाना है. सो सर्व संकल्प लय होने से जो महात्मा विश्रांत यानी शांत चित्त हो चुका है, उसके लिए कहाँ मोह, कहाँ दुनियादारी, कैसा त्याग और कैसी मुक्ति. सो ऑल दिस do not really take place in him. Let us learn the 15th also, then we'll stop. येन विश्वमिदं दृष्टं स नास्ति करोति वै निर्वासनं किं कुरुते पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. ओके, येन विश्वमिदं दृष्टं न नास्ति करोति वै. वन हु सीज द वर्ड मे ट्राई टू निगेट इट. हम सब लोग क्या करते हैं कि फिलॉसफी पढ़ के ये सोता है ये जगत नहीं है, ब्रह्म सत्य जगत मिथ्या ऐसा बताया है शंकराचार्य ने, इसलिए जगत का त्याग मैं करता हूँ. साधना करने के लिए मुझे जगत का त्याग करना है, ऐसा हम लोग सोचते हैं. ये न विश्वमिदम दुष्टम स नास्ती करोति वही. जिसको ये जगत दिखाई दे रहा है वो सोचता है कि ये जगत का मैं त्याग करूं क्योंकि ये मिथ्या है. लेकिन निर्वासन किम कुरुते, जो इफ यू आर डिजायरलेस, then there is nothing like त्याग और स्वीकार for you. There is nothing like त्याग और स्वीकार for a realized soul. निर्वासना, जिसकी वासना ही नहीं है, किम कुरुते पश्यन अपि न पश्यति. Even if he is seeing, he is not seeing. Pashyan api na pashyati. One who sees the world may try to negate it, but one who is completely desireless, nirvasana, though he sees, he remains as if he doesn't see. Okay. Pashyan api na pashyati. So then what he will do, what is to be done, पश्यन अपि न पश्यति. So उसके क्रिया ही नहीं होती है. So in this verse the state of a man performing penance or one who has become desireless is differentiated. One who is on sadhana path, he is seeing the word, he is acting in the word, and therefore he wants to reject the word, he wants to negate the word. One who has realized जगत की अनुभूति आने से भी नहीं आनी जैसी है. पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. सो दैट इज व्हाट दैट मीन्स साधना करने वाला जो मनुष्य होता है ना, उसका वो ऐसा ज्ञानी होता है। जैसे हम जादू जब देखते हैं तो हमको दिखाई तो देता है कि ये जादू हो रहा है। फ्रॉम द हैट he has taken out a rabbit and he has taken so many things, but we know that it is only my imagination, this is not reality. जादू के प्रयोग तो बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, पीसी सरकार जो था बंगाल का, यू कैन सी इट ऑन यूट्यूब ऑल्सो, सम ऑफ हिज प्रोग्राम। ताजमहल, हजारों लोगों के सामने ताजमहल उसने गायब किया था। You can see that show. It's a very, very wonderful show. Hmm. He told people, look at Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is there. Now, with my magic, I shall see that Taj Mahal will vanish. And he did something, and actually people could not see Taj Mahal anymore at all. Really क्या ताजमहल गायब हो गया था? गायब नहीं हो गया था. It was only a miracle. They all knew, inside they knew that it is only a magic. It is not really happening. In the same way, जो ज्ञानी होता है, जो जीवन मुक्त होता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो कुछ देख ही नहीं पाता है, उसके आंख काम ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसके उसके कान काम ही नहीं कर रहे, उसकी इंद्रिया काम नहीं कर रहे, ऐसा नहीं। लेकिन जो देख रहा है उसका असर उसके ऊपर नहीं होता, वो देखने से ही नहीं देखने जैसा होता है। सो पश्यन अपि न पश्यति। सो he is looking at it like a movie, like a magic, like a dream. All life is like that. So now let us stop here on 15, because the time is also over, and we shall start from 16 onwards when we meet next time. So these are all the attributes of a liberated soul which has been described in the 100 shlokas in the 18th chapter. The longest chapter in Ashtavakra Gita is this 18th chapter. 100 श्लोक उसमें है. Let us stop here with Shanti Mantra. But then if you have time, if you have observations, you are most welcome to do that. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.